Greetings travelers, what's up E here? Today we're going to dive into the worlds of Diablo 2 once again. And we're going to discuss some budget runewords that are going to help you bridge the gap from zero to hero. Not all characters will be able to use these budget items, but it'll still be great for the ones who can. Number 5, the Lawbringer. We'll start with the most expensive on the list. The Lawbringer. Limbs can sometimes drop off of Hell Countess pretty regularly, or in my case, off Nightmare Pendle. Most commonly, this would be used in an offhand for a Frenzied Barbarian or on an Act 5 Mercenary. The two most important attributes for the Lawbringer is Decrepify on striking and the Sanctuary Aura. Decrepify is very important for melee characters. It allows you to break many physical immune creatures in the game. It also is a defensive tool used for slowing targets, attack speed, and movement speed. It also works on bosses, which is really helpful for melee characters' survivability. The Sanctuary Aura has 3 important aspects to it. While looking at it, we'll assume that it's a minimum of 16. The least important is probably the magic damage added. It's not bad, but the other 2 are really good. The next one is the additional 600% damage from melee attacks against undead, which much of this game is considered undead, and this is adding a lot of damage for you and your mercenary. Finally, something that is not considered often, but is very useful, is the knockback to undead. It's very useful in many situations where you're getting surrounded. A good example of this is against Uber Mephisto. This will keep the ads off you and allow you to focus on Mephisto himself. There's a few other good attributes on this item, but I think one that I need to mention is Slaying Monster to Rest in Peace. This is very useful even on a mercenary. Because of when you're doing D-keys and your mercenary might kill a monster, it might allow him to explode the corpse. I may have had this happen before on hardcore. Number 4, Obedience. This is only really useful for 2 types of people. Act 2 mercenaries that don't need insight and melee druids can take advantage of it. This is a very cheap item to make, only costing a foul rune as the highest rune. Normally you can get one of those off the counters very quickly. You can make this in a 5-socket F weapon for your mercenary, making its damage really good. This weapon also has a static enhanced damage of 370% and minus 25% target defense and 40% crushing blow, making this a very hard-hitting weapon for base. That's not even taking in consideration that it has a level 21 enchant that you get when killing something. So it's pretty much up all the time. To take in consideration, level 20 enchant lasts for 600 seconds and adds 191% attack rating and 74 to 97 fire damage. It'll make your mercenary hit hard and often. Also comes with 2 very useful defensive attributes on it. All resistances and base defense. Base defense is actually one of the best defensive stats for an Act 2 mercenary. If you combine it with Defiance or a mercenary, you can get some very good value out of it. Number 3, Harmony Bow. This is a more specialized bow. It has 2 very important purposes, and I've used it several times on my sorcerer. The first main use of it has to do with saving you time. Before you get your call to arms and your switch, you just have junk there usually, so why not put a harmony bow? This gives you level 10 vigor. This gives you vigor in town when you're running around. So you might be thinking, how much time is vigor going to save you running from spawn to waypoint? Well, it depends on which spawn you're running from and how many times you're doing it. As a person who has done thousands of Mephisto runs in his life, and many with Harmony Bow in my switch, it can really save you a lot of time. Even if it saves you 1 second per run, that's 16 minutes over 1,000 runs. The faster you can do runs, the better chance you get that burr rune drop. Another use for this bow is actually Ubers. It has level 20 revive on it, which you can use to revive maulers. This means you can use their crushing blow on Ubers for an easy kill. You can also use the Spider Magus to apply poison to Uber Bale and Diablo to stop their healing mechanic. This is very commonly used in speedrunning, and is still a wonderful way to kill Ubers on a budget, even if you're not speedrunning. Number 2, Hustle. This next item can be made in 2 different types, both a weapon and an armor. Each one has a use and is not seen that often. At the cost of a co-rune, it is dirt cheap to build. We'll start with the armor. The armor makes you insanely fast. With 65% run speed, similar to the Harmony Bow, this saves you a lot of time getting from place to place. This also allows you to dodge abilities and run away from monsters faster. It just feels good to be able to run at such high speeds. But even outside the time you save, it comes with a really good attributes on it. For any melee, 40% attack speed is going to be an amazing attribute. Not to mention, this might be one of my favorite items to use on a trap assassin, since traps use attack speed. It also comes with 20% faster hit recovery and 10 all res to just add icing on the cake. The Hustle is also a weapon version. It has 180 to 200 enhanced damage and 30 increased attack speed. It's very solid, but it also comes with level 1 fanaticism, which is a very strong aura. It gives you 25% party damage, 50% to your damage, 14% attack speed, and 40% attack rating. One downside is it has a very short distance, and if it's on your mercenary, it might just wander off and get distracted by a random monster in the corner. But overall, either use of this rune word is very good right before you get in game. Number 1, Bulwark. This is one of my favorite new items added to Diablo 2 Resurrected. This helm is an absolute must to build in single player hardcore. While leveling up, not only does it come with the low cost of just an IO rune, which can easily be gotten off of Nightmare Countess. Many people go for lore for the +1 skills, but for me, the Bulwark is the king. I play a lot of hardcore, and this helmet will save you a lot of deaths. It's very defensive, especially for an early game rune word. 20% faster hit recovery, 10 to vitality, 5% max life, and 10 to 15% damage reduction. The DR is worth so much more than +1 to skills. It can turn many melee attacks that can one-hit you into multiple hits, and gives you time to react. I think Bulwark is great for casters and melee, but with the lifesteal on it, it might be slightly favored towards melee characters, but it's pretty much equal. I'm not sure which one I'd consider my favorite of these 5, but they all have their place and important for getting through Nightmare and Hell. I'd love to know what your favorite budget rune word is in the comments. There are many honorable mentions I didn't discuss in this video, like the Temper Helm or the Memory Staff, that are budget and not used often, but still good. If you'd like me to do another video covering budget rune words, make sure to let me know. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps you in your exploration of Hell.